whether you're here right now live or you come and you tune in at another time. Now, before we get going, we always want to remind everybody that no matter how much time we may spend together, let us always remember to get that one-on-one time in throughout the day, throughout the week, with the Most High, reading in His Word and relying on Him through the Holy Spirit to show us the truth of what it is that we are to perceive, right? The truth of what the Word actually has for us. And you really get that in your time when you're sitting there and you're meditating on the Word. When you're reading it, you're thinking over it. You're just allowing the Most High to really operate in your mind and your heart in order to show you. Oren, I really don't know what's going on with you, but you seem to have went off the deep end. And in all honesty, man, how you could go from supporting what's going on to picking issues and fights and battles with particular moderators is pretty unsettling. So from that notion, we are going to block you for the foreseeable future until, maybe you have a change of heart or something like that, because whatever's going on is something that it can be overcome. But there's no reason for us to just sit here and continue to allow this to fester. But at the same time, we're so thankful that you're here. Now, looking at the daily scripture for today, coming for October 18th, it's going to be coming out of Psalms chapter 73. Verses 23 through 26. And as we read over it, we will do as we normally do. We will read over our daily scripture. And then from there, we will move over in the second Baruch. We'll be at chapter 1, for we're just starting off today. We closed off the first area of first Baruch yesterday, right? Now, as we look at our daily scripture for tonight, October 18th, it reads, "Nevertheless, I am continually with you. You have held me by my right hand. You shall guide me with your counsel, and afterwards receive me to glory. Whom have I in heaven but you? And there is none upon earth that I desire besides you. My flesh and my heart fails, but Elohim is the strength of my heart and my portion forever." Where it says that you shall guide me with your counsel. We were just talking about how when you meditate over the Word, the Most High really has a chance to work in your heart and your mind and begin to show you and open up His Word, right? You got to spend time with Him in order to be guided by Him. And being guided by Him means that He's the one that's ordering your footsteps. He's the one that's setting out what you're going to do within the day. If He chooses for you to go to sleep 5-6 times for a whole day, do that. If He chooses for you to work harder than you ever worked in your life, do that. If He chooses you to submit and be in service to those that don't appreciate you, do that. Whatever He guides you into, go through that. And as you go through that, truly enjoy it. Now, as we get ready to embark on second Baruch, I can tell you right now that is it 80? 87 chapters in second Baruch. And a lot of it is going to have to do with prophecy, but also there's a good portion that's going to be communication between Baruch and the Most High. And him getting an understanding of what he was witnessing as far as the fall of Jerusalem at that time, but also what it was to come in the future and what would be the response of the Most High. And just like second Ezra's, you'll begin to see that Baruch had a love for his people, right? He had a love for his people, but in his love for his people, he would constantly get into back and forth conversations with the Most High over the people. And just like with second Ezra's, Baruch had to be reminded that just because we don't understand what we are seeing or what God is doing in our life, doesn't mean that it's not right. That it is right is just something that we haven't been able to fully grasp and understand. And that's okay. You're going to come to things in your life as well that God is doing something in the season that you might not really understand. But that's all right. During those times, those are the times you get closer to Him. Those are the times that you seek His counsel even more and receive of Him instead of trying to perceive using outside resources what it is that you should do. All right? So as we get ready to read, we're going to be in the first chapter, and it reads, "And it came to pass in the 25th year of Jeconiah, king of Judah, that the word of Yahuwah came to Baruch, the son of Neriyahu, and said to him, have you seen all this? Have you seen all that this people are doing to me? That the evils which these two tribes which remained have done are greater than those of the 10 tribes which were carried away captive. Now, we know that at this time, Judah remains. But they messing up, and they messing up worse than Israel. Knowing that at this time, Israel is considered as the 10 tribes of the northern kingdoms, and Judah are the 2 tribes that remain of the lower kingdoms in the south, right, of the layout of Israel itself. That was the split, the division that happened with Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, right? So when he's talking about Judah and he's talking about Israel, as we read, he's talking about the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, just so you can get an understanding. So when he goes forth and says, have you seen all that this people are doing to me? That the evils of these 2 tribes, talking about Judah, right? Which remained have done greater than those of the 10 which were carried away captive. For the former tribes were forced by their kings to commit sin. Talking about Jeroboam leading them into sinful activities, including the worshiping of false idols, for he did not want the northern tribes to go back down into Judah in order to worship the Most High during the feast days. So he built them 2 golden calves in order for them to worship. So he led them into sin, right? But what the Most High is explaining when he's talking to Baruch, one of his prophets, he's saying, are you witnessing and seeing what Judah is doing? Nobody led them into this. They were willingly going into this behavior. For the former tribes were forced by their kings to commit sin, but these 2 of themselves have been forcing and compelling their kings to commit sin, meaning that it was the king of Israel that caused the 10 tribes to go into sin. But in Judah, it was the people. The people forced their kings into sin. Talking about it was the average, everyday common man. It wasn't their rulership. It wasn't the leaders that were over them that were necessarily evil and wicked leading them into this behavior. It was the average, everyday Joe. The regular old person that was enjoying and going into sin to the point of where everybody was doing it and trying to force the kings into accepting it and embracing it. For this reason, behold, I bring evil upon this city and upon its inhabitants, and it shall be removed from me for a time. And I will scatter this people among the other nations, that they may do good to the other nations. And my people shall be chastened, and the time shall come when they will seek for the prosperity of their times. Now, this shows you, we were talking about as we were going through First Baruch, and God has a certain method of operation. He got a certain MO. And his MO, when it comes to his people, is cast them out, give them into the hands of the people that hate them, make them serve them, make their enemies prosperous, to the point to where they start crying out and saying, man, this ain't fair. Why they doing us like this? God, do you see what's going on? And then he would look down and say, all right, now what did you do? You ready to come out of that now? And this is the same operation that's been going on over and over when it comes to his people. And although we are ending the nearing of the time of the lands that we're cast off into, is it not true that everywhere that we went, we made our enemies prosperous? Everywhere that we went, we made them prosperous. Set up whole entire international trades and corporations based on the foundational work that we did. Inventions. Whole entire industries of sports and all the products that come forth from that. Now, all the different things and patents that were taken by our enemies from us and made them wealthy and rich. It went just the way it was supposed to go. Are you done with sin yet? Are you tired of living like that? You tired of embracing and doing what is not right? You tired of cussing and lying and scheming and talking behind people's backs? You tired of taking the Lord's name in vain? You tired of wasting your time giving to everyone else instead of you actually prospering? Well, then get back in line and live the way that God told you to live. It's the most important thing. Chapter 2. For I have said these things to you that you may bid Jeremiah and all those who are like you to retire from this city. Now, we had already told you in first Baruch that Baruch was and Jeremiah, their timelines run concurrent. It's just that they're used in two different methods or two different ways. Jeremiah is in one portion of the city with one portion of the people, and Baruch is in a different portion of the city with a different portion of the people. But at the same time, they are prophesying, and prophecy is being laid out upon them, and they are writing as well. And each one of their writings are uniquely and equally crucial to understanding what is to come and why things happen the way that they happen. The same value system that's given to the writings of Jeremiah should be given to Baruch. It's just that when it comes to Baruch, it's laid out a little more, how should we say this, precisely. It's a little harder to scheme and plan and misconstrued who Baruch is talking about and the information that he was given. So the Most High tells Baruch that he has said these things to Baruch that he may go to Jeremiah and get Jeremiah and those that are like him to retire from this city. For your works are to this city as a firm pillar, and your prayers as a strong will. When God is ready to punish you, he's going to motivate you to stop praying. He's going to motivate you to stop living his way. He's going to motivate you to stop embracing his writings, his words, Why? Because when you pray, you create a firm pillar which props up or supports the power structure. So when he puts it in, he allows your heart to begin to feel like not praying. You know how people start coming out of the churches and they're not returning? You know how people are saying that, you know what, they can just chill at home and do what they want to do? You know how people say that they can just sin and ain't nothing wrong with it? You know how they have all these different denominations when he never divided and split up his word? You know how people feel like they can just play with God, they can play the role like an actor of a Christian instead of actually walking his ways? All of this is being allowed to happen so that they will go into destruction, right? Because as long as they adhere to him and live his ways, he's faithful to always keep his word. So he will allow nations of people to turn away from him so that punishment can come upon them. You understand? Because he can't go back against his word. What he's explaining is he wants to send them away so that they will stop praying for them, so they will stop propping them up. Because when he hears their prayers, he honors them. So therefore, be quiet. Stop praying. This is why you see this boost in wickedness. Not only is evil being poured out, as far as spiritually, being poured out into the nations are creating laws to go against God. This is all part of the plan so that they can receive their destruction. But we are supposed to be wise and come out of what they are going into. Because we should have vision to see, oh, this is God's plan to destroy them. So if we go along with their plan and partake with them and get down with them and party with them, we're going to receive the destruction that he's setting them up to receive. So we're going to be wise and we're going to step back from their actions, but back from their traditions, back from their ways, back from their folly. Why? So that we won't partake in the destruction that's coming to them. We will be covered. He will regather us just like he said that he would. Chapter 3. You see why it's so important for you to read? Once you start reading, you get an understanding that God laid it out how he worked. And if you know how he worked, you can always position yourself to be in the right place at the right time. Chapter 3. And I said, O Yahuwah, my Adonai, have I come into this world for this purpose, that I might see the evils of my mother? What he's saying is saying, Father, did you have me be born in these times so that I could see my people be destroyed? Because Baruch loved his people. And it's a good thing to love your people, but not over the Most High. You're supposed to love him more than your people. Loving him more will allow you to truly and properly love your people. Excuse me. Not so, my Adonai. If I have found grace in your sight, First take my ruach, my spirit, that I may go to my fathers and not behold the destruction of my mother. This is something that we see oftentimes with the Old Testament prophets, is that because they knew the precision and the method in which God worked, they knew, man, when God say he gonna do something, he gonna do it. And the position that Baruch is saying is, man, he's telling me that I need to go ahead and get up out of here and leave these people behind and stop praying for them. And he's saying, oh man, I'm going to have to watch their destruction. And when the first thing that he did was like, well, if I'm going to have to watch you destroy my own people, I'm going to have to watch you destroy my own mama. Just take me, Lord. Don't make me watch this. Because when you say something, you're going to do it, and that's it. That was his first move that he made. For two things vehemently constrain me, for I cannot resist you, and my soul, moreover, cannot behold the evils of my mother. What he's saying is he's showing that he's a man. He's a human man with feelings and emotions, and he's saying, God, if this is what you're going to do, then go ahead and take me. My heart can't take it with me watching you do this to the ones I love. But you right as far as what you're going to do is just bless, have mercy on me and take me out so I don't have to watch it, because I can't resist you. Whatever you say, I'm going to do. And because you want me to do it, I know you're going to go through with it. So therefore have mercy on me. If I've been a good servant to you, have mercy on me and bless me to pass away so that I don't have to see this. But one thing I will say in your presence, O Yahuwah, what therefore will there be after these things? If you destroy your city and deliver up your land to those that hate us, how shall the name of Israel be again remembered? You got to remember that Baruch fully believes the Most High. So he's saying, if you're going to turn this over to our enemies, who've been waiting for our opportunity to destroy us, as full of all wickedness, they don't just destroy us, they willingly enjoy destroying us. That if this is what you're going to do, how is it possible that Israel will even exist anymore? For you said as long as there's the sun, stars, and the moon, that we always going to be alive. That we're always going to be taken care of. That we'll always be your people. We'll never stop being your people. Even when you cast us off and put us into punishment and give us to the other nations and allow them to do whatever they want to do with us, you promised there would always be Israel. So this is confusing, Baruch. For if you destroy your city and deliver up your land to those that hate us, how shall the name of Israel be again remembered? Or how shall one speak of your praises? Or to whom shall that which is in your Torah be explained? Because at this time, there's no one but Israel who can break down the word. There's no one but Israel, for the word hasn't been put into the mouths of the other nations at this point in time. 7. Or shall the world return to its nature of aforetime, and the age revert to primal silence? And shall the multitude of souls be taken away, and the nature of man not again be named? And where is all that which you did say, Moses, regarding us? See, Baruch treated the Most High like his father. His father told him something to do, and he said, I'm going to do it. But just have mercy and just, how can you have me go do this? What's going to happen after I do? When you make a move, you don't be playing. You don't be playing at all. You see the level of conversation that he's having with the Most High back and forth? The fact that he's willing to speak to the Most High and seek understanding without getting frustrated or angry at the Most High. In fact, he's showing concern, right? He wants to remind the Most High, because he's like, if you take us out, there's going to be nothing left but for people to go right back to worshiping demons and devils and cohabitating with them and doing magic and sorcery and enchantments and curses and just all of this wickedness, because this is what they naturally do. Now, yes, we dabbled in it, huh? We began to touch upon it. But this is when you chose us out of everyone, you had us combating or going against this. This is historically, this is what you would have us continuously raise up against. And what Baruch is saying is, what happened to everything that you told Moses to us? Like, are you just erasing all of that? Like, I know Israel has sinned, but come on. Like, don't go bad on us. Baruch understands the way the Most High operated. I was talking yesterday about how the world has forgotten. They've forgotten about God. They have this image in their head, but the way he truly get down, they forgot. They forgot that he's undefeated. And the only way you can be undefeated is if you've been to war many times. But every time you do, you win. Total win. You don't make treaties. You win, man. Crush the opponent. And we saw that when we were reading in Enoch, and the angels, Michael and Raphael came together and was discussing the punishment that was set out on the 200 angels that came and began to lay with with women, and then teach them the ways or the things, the knowledge in which was bestowed upon them that was not for humanity. That the punishment that was levied against them was so grievous that even the angels was dumbfounded. They didn't even know how to take it. They were like, well, how is it possible that even we could withstand this? Right? Baruch chapter 4. And Yahuwah said unto me, this city shall be delivered up for a time, and the people shall be chastened during a time, and the world will not be given over to oblivion. Do you think that this is that city of which I said, on the palms of my hand have I graven you? Talking about have I engraven you, written you, carved you into my hands. This building now built in the midst is not that which is revealed with me. Ooh, that which was prepared beforehand, here from the time when I took counsel to make paradise, and showed it to Adam before he sinned. But when he transgressed the commandment, it was removed from him, as also paradise. And after these things I showed it to my servant Abraham by night among the portions of the victims. And again also I showed it to Moses on Mount Sinai, when I showed it to him, the likeness of the tabernacle and all its vessels. And now behold, it is preserved with me, as also paradise. Go therefore and do as I command you. Did you just hear what the Most High said? He said, these people, and who I was talking about, is written down on my hands. These aren't the ones that's sitting here acting crazy. They're not the ones that's engraven in on my hands. There is a people that's engraven here on my hands. But they have been put up and they waiting for their time. The same way that I caused paradise to sit back and wait to be given after I made it and showed it to Adam, is the same way that the ones that's engraven on my hands, I've held them back. They waiting for their season and their time. That right there is a major shot to the pride of the Hebrews. That right there gives clarification that, hold on. So you telling me that it wasn't all of Israel that had ever been born that was engraven on his hands? No, sir. No, it was not. You better get yourself some get right, or you won't be written on his hands. You'll be accounted with the sinners. It's serious. It's not by, give it to me. It's not by bloodline. It's by faith. You better get it right. His people are still his people. Yes, they are. But the ones engraven on his hands, that's a different classification. You understand? Baruch chapter 5. And I answered and said, so then am I destined to grieve for Zion? For your enemies will come to this place and pollute your sanctuary and lead your inheritance into captivity. Showing that, yes, The Hebrews are still his inheritance. But within them, there must be a decision made. There must be a decision made to follow him. And lead your inheritance into captivity and make themselves leaders or masters, lowercase a, Adonim, of those whom you have loved, saying that they would rule over his people. And they will depart again to the place of their idols and will boast before them. And what will you do for your great name? Saying that Most High, what you about to do is let the people that come in and worship idols overthrow your people that worship you? Like, how is that going to look to the rest of the world? It's going to cause the rest of the world to fall into chaos. For why would they believe and trust in you if you allow those that serve false idols, devils and demons, to overthrow your people that the whole world know is your called out people? How is that going to work? It's the mind of a man versus the understanding of the Most High. It's the love of a man for his people, and a love of a man for his God, seeking understanding. But he doesn't have the capability to understand. Even though he's a prophet, he cannot see what God is doing or why he's doing it. Do you see that? Verse 2, and Yahuwah said unto me, my name and my glory are unto all eternity, and my judgment shall maintain its right in its own time. Saying that even if this group of my people fall and be destroyed, it's not going to do nothing to diminish my name. My name is already set in stone in glory forever. My name will never be diminished at all. These people, they'll be diminished. My name will remain. But he's also telling us that his judgment shall always be right. Though we don't understand why he's doing what he's doing. Though we don't understand why he's going the path that he's going. We don't understand why the economy is crashing the way that it is. We don't understand why these wicked and evil leaders are being allowed to get away with what they're doing. They're openly breaking the law in front of everyone. And everyone's just like, oh no, what can we do? And people are worried because they're like, how is it that God is letting them get away with this? And then they're turning around and claiming that God is blessing them to do. How are they allowed to blaspheme like this? And what the Most High is saying is, well, you don't know how I get down. See, there's a cup of iniquity for every nation, for every man, for every group. And once that cup gets full, it's full of my wrath. And once my wrath hits its peak, then I pour it out into its entirety. I pour out. That's why when I unleash, it's over. When I say that it's over for you, there's no coming back. Forget all of this dilly-dabbying, incident by incident, getting upset. No. We're going to let you fill your whole cup up. We're going to let you fill your whole entire cup up. And once it's filled up, now I can get rid of you for good. I can erase you like you was never there and then move on because I'm always. Do you understand? He doesn't operate like we operate. He operates like he operates. So that's why you got to we learned yesterday, have patience. Have patience when people do you dirty, man. Have patience when things around you just not right. Have patience when wicked and evil rulers are going about doing as they're doing. Have patience in these things. Because when you be patient and do not react, you allow God to react. And the way that he going to handle it is going to cause you no suffering and sorrow. It's going to be a complete process. And that issue is gone for good. You understand? And you shall see with your eyes that the enemy will not overthrow Zion, nor shall they burn Jerusalem, but the ministers of the judge for that time. saying that even though they might be able to wipe this group of people out, they're not going to take away my land forever. The amount of time that I allow them to do what they're doing, I'm letting them do it. And although you don't understand why I'm letting them do it, trust me. Just put your trust in me and allow it to happen. Stand firm wherever I put you. Keep trusting in me and believing me no matter what you see or what you hear. And you will rejoice when it's your turn to receive your blessing that you deserve. Even if you die in it, understand that what I'm doing surpasses your lifespan, right? You are not going to be alive forever as far as in that fleshly body. So you can't fully grasp what I'm doing. I don't have to operate within 60 years, within 80 years. I can operate in 742 years if I want. I can do a complete work if I choose, if that's what's the best for all of creation. Because he's not just dealing with one situation. He's dealing with creation itself. Silent 9, go and read some more. But do go and do whatsoever I have said unto you. Now here, Baruch is not refusing to listen to God. He just has a whole list of worries and thoughts on his mind and his heart when God gave him instruction. And God did not get upset at him when Baruch was coming and seeking further understanding of, wait, what? You want me to do? Like, okay, I'm going to do what you want me to do, but just help me understand. Like, what's going down? That's why we say you can talk to him for real. You can talk to him. And do you see how he's talking to Baruch? And although he's talking to him from a position of complete authority, meaning that he never lowers himself, but he appreciates the questions that Baruch has and provides the information that he needs in order to settle his heart, but keeps him in line by saying what? Now, do go and do whatever I have said unto you. Now go do what I told you to do. You understand? And I went and took Jeremiah and Adu and Suriah and Jabesh and Giduilah and all the honorable men of the people. And I led them to the valley of Kidron. And I narrated to them all that had been said to me. And I narrated and I narrated to them all that had been said to me. And they lifted up their voice and they all wept. And we sat there and fasted until the evening. Chapter 6. So ultimately, Baruch accepted the fate of the people, right? Of what the decision that the Most High has made. Which also gives us insight that God literally sits back and he watches a nation. And as they continuously go against him, they continuously do wrong. What does he do? He sends people to warn them and tell them, stop tripping. Hey, stop tripping. Stop doing what it is that you're doing. And we watched through the many seasons on this earth, because the Hebrews were set low, it must be, for the season that we're in, it must be Gentiles, or excuse me, it must be those of the other nations that would be called to go and warn the rest of the nations that they are a part of. And we sat back and we watched it happen for decades after decades after decades. There were great dividers of the word that went around the world and kept warning everyone, stop doing what it is that you're doing. Stop playing with God the way that you're playing with him, until it hit a crescendo. And the portion of time for Israel to be blind was over. And the people of the living God begin to wake up. And as we begin to wake up and look around, it was at the same time that there was a major drop-off of the warnings. Because it was time for the switch. God had looked and he said, okay, yep, my alarm about to go off. Wake them up. Wake them up, come getting ready to regather them and pull them back together, have them dust that dirt off of them, wash them up, get them clean, get them back in line so I can regather